Whilst appearing like a beautiful vacation spot, the Maldives have a darker truth that lies beneath them. Waters rise, coral reefs are falling apart, and at the center of it all, people struggling to survive. Consisting of 192 islands, the Maldives currently sit at a max of 3 meters above sea level, putting this country that is home to thousands at risk of sinking due to climate change. But how are the Maldives known internationally?
What would you say the first thing that comes to mind is when I say the word Maldives?
I think of the hotels in the ocean on the stilts, and I really want to go to one.
What's the first thing that comes to mind when I mention the name of the country, Maldives?
I think of like beautiful ocean, blue water, like cabanas.
Right. Yeah, like vacation stuff?
Yeah.
Right.
So what exactly is going on? When most people think about climate change, they don't usually think about entire countries being at risk of disappearing. The Maldives is one of those places where that risk is becoming very real. Located in the Indian Ocean, the country is made up of nearly 1,200 small islands spread across a large area of the ocean. But what makes the Maldives especially vulnerable is its extremely low elevation. On average, the island sits only about 5 feet above sea level, making it one of the lowest lying countries in the world. Furthermore, as global sea levels continue to rise, the Maldives face increasing threats from flooding and coastal erosion. Beaches are slowly being worn away, and some communities are already experiencing flooding and displacement. Scientists warn that if sea levels continue to rise at their current rate, a majority part of the Maldives can become uninhabitable by the end of the century.
This displacement and lack of basic needs for survival violates several articles in the UDHR. We chose to focus on 3 that are crucial for understanding the situation. Article 3 states that everyone has the right to life, liberty, and security of person. The population of the Maldives is currently at risk of losing all 3 as their homes are destroyed and resources like fresh water are unavailable. This ties into Article 25, which states that everyone has the right to standard of living, adequate healthcare, and well-being of himself and of his family. Even the right to one's nationality, protected by Article 15, is in danger for the people of the Maldives, as their country is in so much danger that the government has even considered buying land elsewhere and moving the whole country.
To understand why the Maldives is at risk, it's important to understand what exactly is causing sea levels to rise in the first place. One of the main causes of climate change is the burning of fossil fuels such as coal and oil.
This issue can be traced back to the Industrial Revolution, when countries began to heavily rely on coal and oil, dramatically increasing greenhouse gas emissions into the atmosphere.
When these fuels are used for things like electricity or transportation, they release greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. As the planet continues to warm from the greenhouse gases, glaciers and large ice sheets from places like Antarctica begin to melt. This contributes to rising sea levels around the world. For a low-lying country like the Maldives, even a small increase in sea levels can be devastating, resulting in the destruction of homes and freshwater supplies that local communities rely on every day.
Additionally, coral bleaching caused by warming ocean temperatures has damaged the reefs surrounding the Maldives, which typically absorb wave impact so that they no longer can function as natural barriers. Current solutions the Maldives government are attempting may work short-term, but are often unsustainable and conflict with each other. Many scientists and restoration teams are attempting to preserve and restore coral reefs by using underwater nurseries and even 3D printed bases. However, this process is time-consuming, and coral is actively being damaged by initiatives to create artificial islands, which the Maldivian government has invested in. As millions of dollars are poured into funding for these projects, they are still not seen as sustainable for the future. Even the Floating City project, which has been constructed since 2022, won't be finished until 2027, and will only house around 1/10 of the nation's population. Time is running out, as some experts say that 80% of the Maldives are predicted to be uninhabitable by 2050. Here to talk with us now about mitigating the effects of climate change is environmental expert Dr. Cedergren. As an environmental expert, what do you think are the biggest changes we can make individually towards climate change?
So, Well, personal responsibility. You guys can make changes, as in, for example, maybe you're not gonna buy something made out of single-use plastic, or you're gonna ride your bike places. You know,
just pare back. Maybe once a week. Once a week, you just don't eat meat. I'm talking about like 21 meals a day.
Yeah.
I mean, a week. Sorry, 21 meals a week. You just make it 20 meals a week.
Yeah.
You know, those are just little things that can actually make a very big difference, especially if like a whole bunch of people do it.
Alright. Are individuals more like important in stopping climate change or corporations?
oh, sure. I mean, you know, the government could get involved and say, okay, from now on, we're gonna put these regulations in place. And that's what the government's job is,
Yeah.
right? We shouldn't be personally responsible for a factory that's producing a lot of carbon dioxide or other pollutants, right? You can't just have an isolated country doing their best, and then they're still gonna have negative impacts from the way that the rest of the world is treating the environment. So it's a tough one.
Now, why do these issues matter for the rest of the world?
It's not just the Maldives. What about New Orleans? What about Miami? What about the Netherlands? You know, I mean, there's a lot of places around the world that are very low, at sea level or below sea level, and everybody should care.
Yeah. But what are some of the solutions that can be applied in the context of the international community? According to the Human Rights Watch, some countries are obligated to provide financial and technical assistance to nations like the Maldives for climate adaptation efforts, including water projects under the Paris Agreement. The Maldives government must be urged to ensure equal access to water by prioritizing and protecting the rights of communities most affected by climate change. Finally, sustainable energy initiatives across the world in place of fossil fuels must be respected and upheld as greenhouse gases continue to affect the ocean.
A strange thing that why doesn't the whole world want clean water and clean air and things like that? You know what I mean?
There's no walls around America.
You can't just have an isolated country doing their best. Love me. We're gonna be underwater soon, right? Love me. I think we should care. Oh, baby, love me, love me.